Okay, hi everyone. In the last video, we have created the HTML structure for the website King Yaka Broadcasting, and we have a header area where logo and heading is inserted, and also the nav containing the list of hyperlinks, the main part, and the footer. Okay, and we want to actually style the layouts like this, where at the top we have logo and heading and nav bar and the main part and footer. Previously we used to create the layout using the CSS floats. It used to work, however it used to be a lot of work, and we have now decided to look at CSS FlexBox and CSS grids, and in this video now we are going to try to combine both. So here in the header area, logo and heading is going to be laid out like this, and since it's going to be one-dimensional, we are going to use CSS FlexBox. And for the navigation bar, it's going to be just horizontal. For anything horizontal or vertical, FlexBox would do it nicely, so we can actually use FlexBox for the nav bar. And for the main part here, we have 4 columns, right? And also 4 rows. And section 1 though is made up of 4 cells, and same as section 10. And the other cells are containing only 1 cells. So we are going to use CSS grid for the main part. And for the footer part, we could use normal CSS or FlexBox. But let's get started. Our focus for this video is going to be working on the CSS style, and we are going to create a new CSS style with this name because it's linked to that, and I'm going to save. Oh, no need to type, I have copied earlier. All right, so it is about doing the whole style from scratch. Okay, already within the HTML we have the head and the body section, and within the head section we have added title, meta tags for keyword descriptions, viewports for the to make the website, the web page responsive, also a link to the style sheets. Yeah, we have a header area where we have the logo and h1 inserted. We have a nav area where the UL is used, and ordered list is used to create a list of links. And below the nav we have the main area where we have 10 sections, and each of those sections have a class name like text box or video box or pic box, and ID names like section 1, section 2, section 3. Now section is in uppercase. All right, so because it's in uppercase, we need to make sure we remember that when we are coding the CSS. Okay, let us get started. First thing is first, we need to establish the box, the box sizing for all the elements, so that we are clear with our measurements, and we need to equate that to border box. And we could keep it like that to save space. And then the body, background color would be a good idea, and we will use black. Zero 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 for black. and the color itself we are going to use FF for white. Too many F, it looks like. All right. And the width of the web page 90%, but we do want it to be centered. For that reason, we are going to use the margin. Top and bottom margin is, 0 is fine. However, left and right, if we make it auto, it would be centered. Okay, good. Line height, let's use 2.0. Text align, justify, and font family, okay. So let's say we are going to work on mobile first, and any code above this at media will put for mobile. So the other codes we are going to write now would be anything that's bigger than mobile. Okay, 600 pixel. Okay, so for the header we said we are going to use, so this is, this part is to make it responsive. So for anything screen, minimum width 600 pixels and above, right? So the header for this section, so everything we do would be for this section. For mobiles, we can write it here. So really now, the navigation bar, all of those things we are going to add. The CSS grid, most of the work we are going to do would be for anything that's not mobile. For anything mobile would be here, right? Okay, so for the header, let's give it a margin first. Maybe at the top 15 pixel, and left and right auto, top and bottom 15 pixel, and that's for the header. And then display is going to be flex, and align items, I'll use flex end. This is for the vertical alignment of each individual element. Reload. So in this case it has been aligned like this. Good, we will continue working on it. And then the next thing we are going to do to program is a logo, and the logo is, if you see here, the logo is given a class logo, so we can refer to it with a dot. The logo is too big, 25%. The width of the logo. Oh. %. Okay, yes. Just want to know we are controlling it, and if we want to put more change later on, we could. The H1, we could add font size for the H1, and for now let's try 3 times normal font size, 3M, and line height, let's give it 4, and the color, okay, how about yellow on a black background, and a bit of margin from the logo, so give it margin left. Font size, okay, so the normal color we have said yellow, but when we hover over the H1, so we are giving it the hover class on H1, yeah, so we want to change the font size from 3 to 3.2, just just to let us know that it's interacting with us. If we change everything, a little bit of change of everything, it's one way of getting some interaction. And color, how about let's change it to pink when we hover over it, or maybe orange. Pink is better. I like pink. All right, so the H1 is the margin left, okay, it can stay the same, and then after that we can, if we go sequentially, according to our plan, we have the heading, the header, and the nav. Okay, so just to remind everyone, I'm going a little bit slowly, maybe because I'm not fast. Also, to make sure I am able to go at a speed, comfortable speed for everyone. Okay. Inside the nav we have the UL, and let's program that first. Now we are going to use the FlexBox, so display is going to be set to flex, and because the UL is not bullet points in this case, so the list style type is going to be set to none. And if we check what we have done now. It looks like this. Whatever we have done for the nav hasn't worked. So let's check. Did we program the nav? Oh, we forgot to program the nav. We went straight to, after H1 to, okay, all right. I'm sorry. Let's program the nav. All right. Let's give it a height. Maybe 70 pixel. Let's give it a background color, yellow. It looks like I like yellow. And we give it a bit of border radius. Border radius 20 pixel. If we copy that, then how about for Chrome WebKit? For Mozilla, and all right. If we give it a margin, and if we specify top 10 pixel, right 0, bottom 20 pixel, and left 0 pixel. Stop the auto ID. Then, all right, great. But look at the hyperlinks; they are touching each other, and we don't like that. And there are a lot of options we can implement on that. For example, justify content is what we need to work for, aligning horizontally. We can flex start. If we do flex start, it is how it is, stays like that. And how about flex, flex end stays to the end, to the right, and that's not what we want for this case. We could add flex end, but then or center, flex end or center, but the other options, space around, would be like that, easy option, or space between. Look at that, this is space around, but space between, it would go, it's to the edges, yeah, right. But how about flex end? Normally I put it center, but let me try flex end now. So the li, if we give it a margin in between them, yeah, margin top and bottom 10 pixel, and left and right 25 pixel. Okay, so it's aligned to the right. Fine, good. We'll continue. So the anchor tags, we can give them a color, right? Perhaps light blue. And so we could give it we could give the buttons heights like 45 pixel, padding, so the space between the border within the anchor tags, 5 pixel for top and bottom, and 30 pixel or even 35 pixel left and right. And we give it border radius not 20 but maybe 10. Whatever I can copy and paste, I prefer to copy and paste. I am lazy. Oh, sorry. Oh, I don't want to put the index. Right. And when we hover, you see, even for the navigation bar here, we could make some changes. When we hover over it, we want some things to change. So the hover class, right? That is an easy navigation, changes always. And we can give it a little bit more border when that happens. Oh, that's too much. And color change as well. From yellow to orange. All right. But the same way, the navigation with if we copy and paste the whole thing, and then we can change for the hover when the hover class happens. I like the idea of repeating concepts so that you can learn it better. I don't know if it understands right clean, or let me be safe, white, and change the height to 50, change the border radius to 15. Yeah, and that would be a good interaction. The padding is not working for the anchor tags. Why? Okay, oh right, look at that. It's only because I didn't put this semicolon closing. For simple things like that. Right. Right. So the next is, the most important part. I'm just going to pause recording to give my computer a bit of a chance because making a slight noise. However, look at this here before we pause. This is the part we are going to work on now. We have done the header part, we have done the navigation bar, so we are going to work on the main part now. We have done the design. We have done the design for the header part, for the logo and heading, for the navigation bar, yeah, the list of links with hover effects, yeah. And now we want to use CSS grid to style the main part. Okay, so it is now about the main part, and so we will go to the CSS and select main, and we are going to set the display to grid. Okay, after setting the display to grid, yeah, So this is for the main part, but before the main part, I would say it's better to actually name the grid areas. And previously I made a mistake with each of those sections because they are written in capital letter. Yeah, I need to access those. So that ID section 1, okay, and for section 1 we want to name the grid area. We want to call it part 1. Now we have up to section 10, so we can copy and paste this one and paste it 9 times. If you make a mistake, it's gonna be pasting a mistake 9 times. So make sure the ID you are using here is correct. So we want to name each areas part 1, part 2, part 4. How you name it is up to you. You can call it mini part 1, mini part 2, and you decide your own layout. So the ability to be able to do the layout easily. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so those areas are named. Now, according to, so going to the main part, so we have said the display is set to grid, and we want to give it a background image, and so the URL is going to be set to a picture called part 1 PNG. And the actual background attachment is going to be fixed. The plan is to have maybe add another 2 main parts in the future, and then make it add a parallax effect to it. Yeah, so the background position, so we'll make the background fixed, and background position we'll set it to center, and then the background repeat will be setting it to, the background repeat is going to be set to background repeat no repeat, and we'll give it a height perhaps about 1300 pixel, and the margin top, so that it has a bit of space from the margin top, 30 pixel. Okay, so the whole layout, if I save this one and check what we have done so far, all right, we have like this, but it's kind of confused, so we need to make sure the grid template area is specified. Okay, so if we say grid template areas, and here we are going to part 1, second cell part 1, then part 2, and then part 3. Yeah, this is how the plan is. Okay, and this is going to be part 1, 4, 5. Copying and pasting, saving time, bit of laziness. Four and 5. 6 and 7. So 6, 7, and if I copy and paste again, oh sorry, make 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. 8 and 9. I hope you are with me here. So 8 and 9. So we are designing the layout very simply. It used to be so hard, you know, compared to this. This is an easy way of doing the layout. If you haven't done any other mistake, it would, you know, so 1, 1, 1, 1. So those parts, yeah, this is for the yellow part, and 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Here is a yellow part, and then each area 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's save and check it. Reload. Okay, we have a kind of some challenge. File, save all, create template areas. And everything is mixed. There is something that's not working right. Okay. Okay, so earlier I had difficulty with layout. I had made a mistake, so I have deleted that part of the code, and I have decided to have another go. I think I may have done some silly mistake, but I'm just going to set up the grid template areas again. Sometimes it's better to restart a section that's giving a problem. So now I need to set up the plan according to the HTML layout strategy we are working on. Oh, it's not this one, sorry. I need to really open that. Yeah, okay, so we want to make it look like this, right? So the 4 cells are going to be part 1. So if I'm going to part 1 and part 1, this is part 1, and then part 2 and part 3. It's all about dividing the main part into areas. So if I copy and paste this part, assuming I've done it right, when you make a mistake, you know, the mistake gets copied, so I have to be careful and then customize each of those. The last 4 cells will be used for sorry, my recording was paused because I just had a delivery, but I shall continue. So first one, part 1, part 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9. Well, I pray that it works this time. It's finishing here, and the whole main part is finishing here. Well, we do have to put more styles for each part, but let's see. And then, you know, perhaps add the grid gap. Okay, reload. Okay, good, it worked. All right, so we have the first 4 cells used by the text box, and then sell it for the pictures and texts and the text as well. Yeah, if we give more features on the style now, yeah, such as, for example, for each kind of, you know, we have, if we look at the HTML code, we have a class name for video box, pic box, and text box, and with that, what we have is we have an opportunity. I have added a background picture, and that background picture is fixed with a fixed background. If we actually give the background color for the text box and the picture box and the video box, the actual merge of the background with the background picture, the background color, if we add some transparency, it looks nice. So let us try to add that. So for if we go to the styles, no, key base styles, okay, all right, and we add dots. One of the classes was text box, and another one is going to be video box. And the last one is going to be a pic box. Okay, and if we give background color, perhaps base it on the primary color, red, green, blue. So 0, 0, 0, 0, and FF, so that is for blue. But then if we give it a transparency, let's say we put it 67, yeah, and we save it, we check it, already that looks nice. Perhaps we could add padding here. 10 pixel, and also we could give it a border radius to give it kind of a curve. Maybe 20 border radius would be better, like this one. Let's see. That's better. Okay, good. And if we replicate that into the others, however, change the colors. For the video box, green would be good, and for the pic box, perhaps we could use the red color. And the last bit is red, green, blue, and the last one is the transparency settings. So 1 to FF would be full. Yeah, for example, we could actually demonstrate here how it works. You see the pictures, because we use the full, it's fully rated, but if we add transparency, like 6, 7 like the others, and then it looks nicer. We can see through it the background picture and decent. So we have the layout. Yeah, it has taken a bit of time. We have used the FlexBox for the header. The display flex is used, and align items flex ends. I don't know, center if it do better. Okay, adding some interactivity to the other components would be good. But this layout has been done simply for the heading and the navigation using FlexBox, because those elements are one directional, and for one dimensional of one directional, FlexBox is great. And when we have to use for columns and rows, two-dimensional layout, grid makes it easier. And the grid template areas have been set easily. Yeah, however, it works effectively, and you can create you can actually lay out a complex layout using the grid template areas simply. So I will I would have liked to continue a bit more with the more formats on the footer, but my computer is also making noise, so I am going to finish this video now, and I hope you have managed to learn CSS FlexBox and CSS grids, and thank you very much.